Hi, Officer Potak here.
Hi, it's Officer Best.
And today, as you notice, we have a lot of books behind us. We are at the Catasauqua Library, and it's located at 3rd and Bridge Street. There's a special room upstairs that's just called the Kids Room, and there are a lot of beautiful books in here. So we chose some books to read from the library. And the book I chose to read is The Cool Bean. Now, anybody that's around my age or older probably used to say cool beans. It was the saying when something was cool. Back in my day, it was cool beans. So I thought this would be a neat book to read. Watch out! Here come the cool beans. The cool beans.
Oh,
They're beans.
they're beans.
I never knew what cool beans meant, and I'm going to find out now.
You know what the best bean is? What kind of bean do you think is the best bean?
I like green beans.
Coffee beans.
Oh, yes, yes! I didn't think about that one. Oh, yeah? Check out how they move. Look at their swagger. Notice their sunglasses. Yow. The cool beans are known all over school, from house to house, across town, beyond city lines. Scooch a little closer so you can see the pictures. In the olden days, last year, like the kids said a long time ago, you know, in the 90s.
In the 90s.
It's not that long
No.
ago. We were all
You know what
one.
was a long time ago? Me.
Lackets. In the olden days, last year, we were all one big pod of beans. We were a mixed bag, but somehow it worked. Yep, those were the good old days. And then we stopped seeing each other as much. Aw, kind of like COVID, we stopped seeing each other. We miss you guys.
We do.
That's just how it is sometimes. You spend less time together, even though you're not really totally sure why. I watched as the beans I knew so well, the beans from my own pod, became the cool beans. Oh, they were so cool. One of them can play the guitar. Cool. One of them can draw the best superheroes. Cool. One of them can jump higher than any bean I'd ever known. Cool. Me? Well, I mostly stayed the same. Sure, I made some small changes. I wore sunglasses. I slicked my hair back. I strutted around. I swaggered. He has Ray-Bean sunglasses
Ray-Bean.
instead of Ray-Ban.
Wow.
I was still picked last for everything. My clothes never seemed to fit. I snorted when I laughed. I walked into stuff. I was an uncool bean for sure. I started thinking of myself as just a common bean with no special skills. I couldn't compete, so I didn't even try. I'd never be a cool bean. It seemed like there were two types of beans in the world. There were the cool beans and the beans like me. The days all blended together. I lived my life and things were just okay. I took tests and ate lunches and mostly kept to myself. The cool beans continued being cool. I mean, sure, I miss them a bit, but it's not like I was going to say anything. I felt like all the coolness had gotten in the way of our friendship. And that's how it went until one day.
One day.
I was in the cafeteria. I dropped my lunch on my loafers. But then something sort of miraculous happened. Out of nowhere, one of the cool beans helped me clean it up. He didn't even say anything. He just gave me a nod. That was it. Later, I was out in the playground. I tripped and scraped my knee and maybe cried a little bit, and everyone saw it. Another one of the cool beans came to my side, and without a word, he dusted me off. That afternoon, I was sitting in class. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't notice, but our teachers had called on me. Everybody stared. I sat there in silence. Nobody said anything. And then, everybody just laughed at me. That was it. After today, I was officially a has-been. But then one of the cool beans stood up and came over to me. Everybody watched. She leaned in close and whispered, "Hey, the teacher asked you to read from page 32. Then she gave me a quick wink and went back to her seat. It was a small gesture, sure, but it was also everything. I walked home with a goofy smile on my face. I smiled all the way through dinner. That day made all the difference. It was a day that could have been really bad if not for the kindness of a few cool beans. It gave me a shred of confidence. That shred of confidence has continued to grow. Somebody had my back. I got your back.
I got yours.
Or a few somebodies. I have a feeling there are a few somebodies in this town that have our back also.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're fortunate.
After that, I started hanging out with the cool beans again. Not all the time, but sometimes. At lunch, after school, on the weekends. Throughout all of this, I realized that it's not about how you look or any other silly stuff. It's about a wink or a nod or a smile at just the right moment. It's about dusting someone off, helping them up again, and pointing them in the right direction. You need a hand? Yes, please. Now that's cool. And that is the cool bean. And as we're getting back to school, I hope everybody remembers about the cool bean. Just because you're not friends with somebody or maybe they don't fit in your group of friends doesn't mean you can't be nice and go out of your way and do something for them. If somebody drops something in school, it's embarrassing to that person. They don't want to be laughed at. And there's a difference at laughing at your friend as a joke and laughing at somebody else. So keep in mind when something happens, if it would happen to you, would you be embarrassed? Would you want to be laughed at? Try to think of things like that. So when something happens, put yourself in that person's shoes and see how you feel.
That was well put. That really was well put. You know, be a cool bean. Don't be a mean bean.
Absolutely. So again, we're here at the Catasauqua Public Library located at 3rd and Bridge Street. We encourage you to come out here and read some books.
Yep. Come see Miss Arden. She's the head librarian here.
Absolutely.
She's such a nice lady. She welcomed us in, gave us free reign of the children's books here so we could pick and choose as we wanted to. And there are a lot of books to read. They're really cool rocking chairs. I'm going to move over here so I'm more in the center so you can see me, because as I keep rocking, I keep moving.
He's rocking away.
This is like a great chair. This really is.
We're going to have to come back here and read some more.
I think that's a good idea,
Yeah.
Potak.
We're going to be back here. We like this.
Yep.
And when we get out of COVID, what we'd like to do is do some live book readings for everybody. So once we're all out of this and we can all get back together, we'd like to invite you here, and we'll set something up at the library where we can come read to you.
Right. So thank you for joining us today. We're going to have to sanitize now that we're done reading. We told Miss Arden that we would wipe everything down with bleach
Absolutely.
before we leave. So having said that, stay well, stay safe, be wise and sanitize, and most importantly, wash
Wash
your
your hands.
hands.
Bye.
Bye.